Hi, today I decided to talk about witchcraft tools and items that you might already have in your own home. You might see practitioners on social media having all these beautiful tools, rooms with expensive witchcraft items, but I'm here to tell you that in reality you don't need all of that. It might be that they have a witchcraft business, so they have a lot of items that they are sharing on social media, so don't feel discouraged. Yes, it's nice if you can afford them, but you don't need aesthetically pleasing items in order to successfully practice witchcraft. In fact, many of the items you probably already have at home, or you can find them at a very affordable prices. Tools can be extremely expensive and not everyone can afford them, and it doesn't make anyone less of a practitioner. I'm going to start with one of my favorite items, which are herbs. I'm pretty sure if you go in your kitchen and open your cabinets, you are going to find a lot of herbs that you can use in your practice. Salt can be used in cleansing and protection workings. You can add a bit of salt in any type of small glass or cups that you have. Charge it with the intention to cleanse your home and place them around your house. And here you have a way to cleanse without smoke. You can also use it to cleanse jewelry and in protection workings as well. There are so many ways that you can use salt, and it doesn't have to be a fancy one. Pepper is really good for protection and banishing. Chili pepper is great for protection and if you want to irritate someone. Chamomile has lots of associations and can be used for a million of purposes like protection, prosperity, abundance, any kind of workings that you would like to have a positive outcome. Cinnamon is really great for protection and prosperity. Peppermint is great at calming, healing, travel protection, and attracting good spirits. It's one of my favorite herbs to work with. Rosemary is great for cleansing and protection. Cloves are great for banishing and protection. I'm going to list a few books on herbs that I really love in my description down below. So you should check out what herbs do you have in your kitchen and use them in your practice. They are as good as the herbs you would buy from a spiritual shop. You can also buy them in grocery shops. The only difference is that you won't get a pretty package. And the best part is that you know that they are safe to use because you can consume them. You can use herbs from tea bags as well. I used to use peppermint a lot when I couldn't find it at the grocery store. Any kind of jar is always useful for storage, such as jars from honey, jams, and so on. You can wash them, dry them, and use to store herbs and make anointing oils. A cauldron can be any type of fireproof dish. Store-bought candles are just as great as expensive ones from spiritual shops. I live in Italy, so I probably don't have the same stores as in America, for example, but I heard you guys have Dollar Tree and places where you can find candles at very affordable prices. You can also use birthday candles for travel altars if you want to. I prefer chime candles because I think they are the right size for a quick working. A grimoire or a book of shadows can be really any notebook that you have. You can personalize it if you want to and make it unique, or if you don't mind using it as it is, just take a simple notebook and start recording your practice and take as many notes as you can. The most important is that you keep notes. To me, it's very useful because I can easily go back to a working that I did and I can use it again if I want to. Especially if you make your workings unique as you should, writing everything down will make sure that you can do this working again in the future. Your grimoire and book of shadows don't have to be fancy. Our ancestors didn't have all this luxury as we have today, and they were still able to practice successfully. I'd say if you are going to invest money into something, you should get books. If you are not into books, you can get audiobooks, but you can also get books on Kindle, which is more affordable, and you can also have all your purchased books on your phone and read them anytime you want, even if you are traveling. Witchcraft is 70% study and 30% working, so if you are not into learning and you don't have a curious mind, this practice might not be for you. Back to our topic, any kind of box that you have around, like a shoebox or something, can be used for travel altars. I already have a video on travel altars if you want to check it out. I made a carving tool by adding some thread at the end of a very big needle, and it's my favorite tool to use because I'm obsessed with candles and candle magic. If you are using wands, you can create one yourself out of chopsticks. I don't have mine to show you because I moved into another city and the wand is at my parents' home, but I painted a chopstick and I decorated it and attached a selenite bead at the end of it. I later found out that wands are not really for me. I prefer just using my hands when it comes to working with energy. But you can also collect a fallen tree stick as well, of course asking the tree's permission first, and use it as a wand to direct your energy during your magical workings. If you love crystals and live in an area with a lot of nature around you, you would be surprised of how much quartz you can find around. I live in the mountains and I found really interesting crystals around. And quartz can be used for anything you want. You just charge it with your intention and you can use it for all purposes. Crystals are actually very expensive depending on where you live and from where you are buying them. But you don't need crystals. As I said, tools can help us, but they won't do our workings. You can successfully do a working without any tools. It's just easier if you have few items to use. You can save orange peels and lemon peels and make anointing oils, or dry them and use them as it is in your workings. Orange is really great for business workings, prosperity, money, strength, and protection, as well as confidence. Lemon is great for banishing and protection. I also heard people collecting small stones, paint them and use them as runes, or small pieces of wood. You can also create runes from clay if you want to. And that's all I would use when I started practicing. I mean, you could get really creative and decorate your jars. I used to paint them and make them unique, but I remember when I started my practice, I didn't have any witchcraft tools or anything. I would just invest everything I could in books, and now I have a small library of books. I use tea light candles because I could find them with a better wax quality because paraffin wax is toxic and I'm sensitive. I would just get herbs from my kitchen and cut tea bags and use the herb to anoint my candles and use simple dishes to place my candles and offerings on. I mean, of course, it depends on what you're drawn to. I mostly work with herbs, candles and anointing oils, but you can get creative and use what you have. It is really great if you can support a small business, but if you can't, don't get discouraged. You really don't need much to practice. I have a lot of items because I also sell them on Etsy, and I also have a job, so I can afford to buy from time to time tools. But if you are still in school or simply don't want to spend a lot of money, I hope that this video was useful to you. If you have any video ideas, you can DM me on Instagram or just let me know in the comments down below. Let us know what is your favorite tool that you use in your practice. Be always kind and see you in my next one.